Hey everybody, how are you doing? It's Friday the 23rd of December, and 10 o'clock. It's our usual stream time, so how's everybody doing? Let me know if you can see me and hear me. Lenny is really big on the hey boy in the chat there. That's a lot of whys, Lenny. It's a whole lot of whys. So anyway, hey everybody, how are you doing? let's get some highs, some hellos in chat, especially if you can hear me and see me. You should be able to. Looks like everything's turned on in OBS. So, yeah, how's everybody doing this December morning? Morning for me. It may be afternoon or late night or any other random time of day to all of you. But hi. Pause! Hey, this is like your 1,000th week in a row. You're here every week. I haven't been doing this 1,000 weeks. Let's not even think about that. But Pause made it. Andrew Kim. How you doing, Andrew? Yeah. So this week we're going to play around with Scrapey. A couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago, we played with Scrapey a little bit. We didn't get any real progress out of it, but but we played with it. And so what I want to do is I have a Twitter bot. And now I'm assuming I can remember the name of the bot. Did I get it right? I did. All right, cool. So I have this Twitter bot that is, it repurposes lyrics from the band Against Me, one of my favorite bands. And so what I did was I just took all the lyrics, put them into a text file, and then I use a Markov chain generator. And by using that Markov chain generator, I have it generate 4 sentences for me, 4 like short sentences. And so I post that as being like a stanza, right? Or it's like a snippet of song, is the idea. So, and the thing is, like, for the most part, it's complete random mess, right? Like you don't get actual song lyrics out of this. But it's kind of neat just seeing like what you can come up with. So I wanted to do the same thing for 2 other bands that I really like, or 2 other, a musician and a band that I really like. And the idea is that then I could turn this into basically any band's lyrics if I wanted to, right? So what I want to do is I want to use Scrapey to go and get all the lyrics from Tom Waits and to go and get all the lyrics from Modest Mouse. Now I'll be happy getting just one of these bands or performers, and really I'll be happy just getting 1 or 2 songs, because I can take that and then expand on it and get more stuff. But yeah, that's my plan. So I started playing with Scrapey a little bit. So if you don't know what Scrapey is a Python web scraper, hence the name Scrapey. And it's a scraper, but it's a spider. So primarily it's just made to crawl the web and follow links and go do things. But then, based on the fact that it's crawling links and doing things, you can go and scrape data off of the web. So I didn't want to go into this completely blind, because I did that last time and didn't know what I was doing. So I followed this little snippet here, basically, and I took our Treehouse library. So this is the courses page. This is all the courses that are on Treehouse, and I made the spider. And so what the spider does is it starts off at this URL, which is all the courses, and then it calls this parse, and so it loads a page and it calls parse, right? So, and the response is the page that has come back. So then I loop through, I do this response.syllabus, or response.css.syllabus. This finds everything on the page that has a class of syllabus. And we call each one of those syllabus, and then inside of that, I'm yielding this dictionary. Okay? And if you look at this tutorial, you'll see there's other stuff here about like how to follow the next page. I say tutorial. It's literally one code snippet, so not really a tutorial. But if you look at that, you'll see there's a thing about how to follow, like find the next page, keep moving. But that's not what this one does. This one just does this one page, because that's the way our thing is laid out. And then, let me show you how I'm running this. So we're running this by calling the Scrapey executable. And then the parameters to it are run spider, the file that has the spider in it, and then this tells it what output I want, and so I'm setting the output to a file called treehouse.json. Okay, so what's cool is if I run this, excuse me, I feel like I'm going to sneeze. Okay, there we go. So you can see here it's generating just a ton of data down here. And then now we get this treehouse.json file. And if we go look at this file, check it out. Here's all the courses. And we've got the descriptions of the courses. And we've got the difficulty. And we've got the topic. So that's pretty cool. I could turn this into an API of some sort. I could use this to start generating graphs of like, oh, do we have more stuff for JavaScript than we have for Python? Which, yes, we do. How much of our stuff is marked as beginner versus advanced, and so on. So the thing I wanted to try to do after this, though, was I wanted to duplicate this and change this to be workshop. Okay. And then I'm going to ditch this JSON file. And then I'm going to run this again. Now, this has nothing to do with the lyrics, right? I'm just wanting to explore a bit more of Scrapey, and I want to kind of show you all a little bit of what Scrapey does, like how Scrapey works. Because I think this is pretty cool. So, here's all of our courses. And then, if we get over here, let's see, let's find something that looks like... What's the first of our how to review? Is that in there? No? What about content providers? Maybe this page has different CSS. So anyway, while I'm looking at this, I will say hi. I'll come back to chat. So, hi, how and ways. Hi, how are you doing? Glad you're here. Pause, glad you like this idea. I know you're a big fan of Modest Mouse. Lange, hey, nice to see you. Welcome to the stream. And what's the last one there? Tron Creeper, how are you doing as well? Card description. Card. Oh, it doesn't say syllabus. Yeah, so I'd have to do another one of these. So that's cool. That's fine. I'm not gonna worry about it. So anyway, let's see if we can get the lyrics scraper working at all. All right, let's give this a try. So I'm gonna make a new file. And I'm going to call this one modestmouse.py, because this will be my Modest Mouse scraper. Okay, so what do we need to do? Let's just grab this whole thing, actually, and paste it into here. Because that'll be the easiest, fastest way to do this. Okay, so Modest Mouse scraper. Modest Mouse Spider, or Modest Mouse Spider, that's it. And I want this as the URL. Okay, and so what I need to do is I need to parse each of the lyrics, or not lyrics, sorry, each of the links. I need to follow each one of these links and then do something based on what's there. Now, I don't know how to do that, because this is the way we do our live streams, is I don't usually know what I'm doing. So... yeah, I'm glad, Oh, okay. So let's try this right here. I have a feeling this might work. So, we have our name, and then let's do this. Def start requests, self, URLs equals that, which will be this. That, which will be this, yep. For URL and URLs, yield scrapey.request URL equals URL. Callback equals self.parse. Okay, and then in parse response, this is where I'm going to handle that stuff. Lange asks, how can I get the Scrapey library on Ubuntu? It should be as simple as pip install Scrapey. You should just have to do that right there. Pip install Scrapey. That is, as far as I know, all that's required. It works in 2.7. It works in 3. I don't know, whatever, and up. I'm using it in 3.5 right now. So you shouldn't have any problem getting it on Ubuntu. Okay. So let's just do this. Let's just have it print yield request.url dot split that -2. Yeah, let's just see what we get right there, okay? And then I want to edit run configurations, and I want to copy this one, and I'll call this modest mouse. And instead of treehouse.py, this is going to run modestmouse.py, and I'm not going to have any output just yet. All right. So now let's run the modest mouse configuration and run this, and let's see what we get right here. And name self is not defined. Oh, hold on. I'm going to take that out. And I looked over here, and here, if we look at this how to run our spider, we're calling crawl instead of run spider. So we want to do Scrapey crawl. Let's try that, see what that does. Unknown command crawl. Cool. Oh, I see. I'm missing this stuff. Okay, cool. Well, we can do that. Let's do that. So, hey Elto, nice to have you here, and Romeo, nice to have you here as well. Glad you finally were able to make it for the live streaming. So that's cool. Okay, so cool. So let's do Scrapey start project. Let's call this project lyrics, because that's what we're trying to do, right? Right. Cool. Okay, so if we refresh this, come in here, lyrics, spiders, and now let's stick modest mouse here in spiders. Yeah, that's fine. Cool. Okay. So, got a lot of stuff in there. Okay. Okay, so now let's try running our thing. So let's edit configuration, Scrapey test. But I think we need to be inside lyrics. And then we're going to say crawl modest mouse. Let's see what happens. That didn't work. That Python, that Scrapey, crawl modest mouse. No module named lyrics settings. Don't need to be inside lyrics. Let's just try it from in here. So cd lyrics. Okay. So Scrapey crawl modest mouse. Spider not found. So now let's look at settings. Okay. Spider modules lyrics.spiders. Scrapy.spider. Name. Oh. Aha, I think I see what it is. That's it. Okay. Or that's closer, at least. Okay, so now, let's see. Self is not defined. And that's because I made a typo. Let me see if I can make this terminal a little bigger for y'all, because I know that that can be a little hard to read. Terminal. How do I change the terminal? Okay, maybe I can't. Okay, so let's make sure that we can get this to run just by clicking that button up there. That should work, right? Yeah, okay, so let's give that one a try. No module lyrics.settings. That's so weird. Why is it doing that? Because if I come over here to the terminal and I run that exact same line, no active project. Okay, let's go into lyrics. Okay, and then run that. It works. So what's up with that? I'll see you later, Lenny. Hey, Raphael. So, what we're creating is we are creating a Scrapey bot, a Scrapey spider, to go out and gather lyrics for us in order to turn those into a Markov chain thing that will fuel a Twitter bot. Yeah. Error downloading that site. Why was there an error getting the site? Is it HTTPS? Connection was refused. Connection was refused by the other side. Okay, so let's see what azlyrics.com/robots.txt is, if there even is one. So for all user agents, they disallow lyricsdb, which we're not in. But they allow / user agent 008, they disallow to everything. Okay. Okay, I want to figure out what's up with this. So edit configuration. I don't think I should have to be in there. But let's find out. No. That's so weird that it's not. It's not able to run it. Okay, but that's fine, because we can just run it manually. That's so weird. Okay, whatever. That's fine. So maybe they don't allow scraping, or maybe we need to set Scrapey user agent. Maybe we need to set the user agent. So let's try that. So settings.py. Let's set user agent. We'll just copy this one. I don't know what that is, but it'll be fine. Let's see what happens. Okay, so back over to terminal. Run that command again. And are we still... Yeah, we're still getting an error downloading that. Alright, so let's try a different lyrics site. Lyrics modest mouse. Because maybe they just disallow scraping. And that's cool, that's fine. Yeah, that looks easy enough. Okay, so let's inspect this. Let's see if there's a thing here that we can, like, scrape more easily. That's the wiki article. Content text. H2. MW headline. We don't want that. We want the OL that's after that? Okay. Let's not worry about that for right now. Alright. Name request is not defined. That's because it's response. Spider must got str. Huh. Alright, so let's see. So it crawled the robots.txt, which is fine. It goes and checks the robot.txt. And then it crawled that page where we told it to. Spider must return request, base item, dict, or none, got string. Let's do self.log. There. And let's just return none. Let's give that a try. And we don't see anything. Does the log not show up? Let's just print it, see what that does. Well, that doesn't do anything either. All right, Guilherme Lopez, aren't you the guy of Python tutorials? I do a lot of Python tutorials, yes. Yeah, that's kind of my thing. And hi, Breezy, how are you doing? Nice to see you. Muzz, I am using Python. This is the Python language here. All right, so for URL and URLs, so that looks through all of these URLs and returns that URL to parse. Right? Yeah. So then parse gets that URL and Oh, okay. So instead of the start requests, we can do the start URLs equals that. And then ditch that. And we get basically what we had before, right? Okay. And then I want to extract data. Oh, let's try this. Let's try this out. So, Scrapey crawl. Let's do Scrapey shell. See if that can do it. No. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to do Scrapey shell, and then we pass it a URL. There's our URL. Okay, cool. So now we have the URL. Wish I could make that font bigger. Okay, so I have the URL. Muzzy. Okay, cool. Sorry about calling you Muzz a while ago. All right, so let's see what we can do here. So let's do like response.css title, and that gives us this XPath, and we get the modest mouse blah 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 fando, right? And so if we were to do that space text dot extract first, then we get just the text from it. So that's kind of cool, being able to grab that text. So what I want to do though is I want to keep following URLs. And that may be a hard thing to do. Yeah, I know how to do that. Following links. There we go. That's what I want to do. Okay, but I don't necessarily want to do it like that. I want to grab all of the URLs. Aha, here we go. Okay. So they call this self.parse author. That goes and parses the author. Okay. So I bet we can do something similar to that. So let's come back over here. Oh, I wish there was a better lyrics site, because this one's not very good. Let's see what else we can find here. Oh, Metro lyrics, how are they? Okay. So that's that. Is there a way that I can identify the inspect? There we go. I will get to chat in just a second. Let me look at this. Has vid table? Title. So let's take this, grab that, get rid of this, paste in that. Okay. Whoa. I have an extra H in the HTTP. That work? Okay, cool. Response.css.title. Okay, so the first one is that, and if I was to do like .href, or href rather, Okay, let's just do that. So that gives us the href and whatever else. Okay. So, Hector asks, if you don't know anything about coding, what is the best code language to start learning? It kind of depends on what you want to do. Python is a really good language to start with. I think it's a very readable, very simple language, so it's a good one to start and kind of get your feet wet with. JavaScript has a lot of weird quirks, but it's not a bad one to do. Yeah, I mean, just kind of whatever you enjoy that you find fun and interesting is pretty good. Add missing lyrics. Okay, wait, is each of these is a song, right? If I come to there to float on lyrics, yeah. So then there's the lyrics. Okay. So I don't necessarily want all the title ones. And if I come down here, I have to deal with next pages. Okay, I think this is fine. I think we can handle this. I think we're good. Muzzy asks, is it a great option to start a career in Apple Store from making apps? If you can make an app that sells, that's a good way to have a career. I don't know that I would say to start there. The app stores for Google, Apple, all of them are very competitive, and they're very hard to get something into and get something into that actually is going to sell, which is the important thing, right? So that can take a really, really long time. That can be really, really hard. I haven't ever put an app into the Apple App Store because I don't program in either of the languages that Apple supports, and it's not really a thing I wanted to do, I guess. So, yeah. How much time does it take to learn Python and publish an app? Learning Python is a few months, probably, especially if you already have some Python experience. Maybe it's a year if you don't have any programming experience at all. But, whatever. But Python isn't used for building apps on mobile devices, except for through third-party libraries that will let you, work on whatever. So I wouldn't say to do that for the express purpose of getting your thing into somewhere. And then somebody suggested to Hector that they start with HTML5. HTML5 is definitely not a bad place to start. HTML is one of the major building blocks of the web. Building blocks, that's the words, of the web. And it's one of the things that you really should know before you start building stuff for the internet. You should know HTML before you start building websites of any sort. But it's not required if you don't want to work on the web. If you want to build server things, like, just back-end stuff, if you want to build games or apps or desktop applications or whatever, you don't need HTML. So you can totally skip them. And Super Tosta Impo 01, HTML is not a programming language. That's technically true, but so what? Who cares? If people call it a programming language, they call it a programming language. It really doesn't matter. It is a language that we use in programming. Just because it doesn't have logic in it doesn't mean it can't be included as a programming language. CSS doesn't have logic. You can include it as a programming language. Yes, it's technically a visual descriptive language, but whatever. Coding Tutorials 360, we are working with Python today, as pretty much always. Although I am going to start doing, probably in January or February, I think I'm going to start trying to do some Android stuff on here, but we'll see. I'm not promising anything there. We'll see how that goes. And Muzzy asks, what is Python best for? Python is a general purpose language, so you can kind of use it for everything. NASA uses it, Snapchat uses it, Google uses it, YouTube uses it. It's used all over. You can make websites with it. You can make games and apps with it. You can do scientific computing with it. You can kind of do whatever. Python is a really solid multi-purpose language. So, yeah. Okay, so I think we've got this figured out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this URL, and I'm going to use this one. And I need to do two things. So I need to parse through this, and for every link that's in the dot songs table that has a dot title, I need to pass that URL onto another thing that reads whatever. And then I need to follow these next links here. So, yeah. Alex asks, isn't PHP better than Python? Isn't PHP better than Python at what? There's no such thing as a better programming language, y'all. Like, there's no such thing as a better or a worse programming language. Every programming language has things it's really good at and has things it's really bad at. The trick is to find where those languages work best and where you want to work, and then learn the language that you want to... learn the language that's used where you want to work. Right? There's no such thing as a bad programming language. It does none of us any good to trash other programming languages. Just accept them and be done with it. Just go on. Be like, hey, yeah, PHP has some warts, but it's a really great language for people to get started with, and you can build stuff in it pretty quickly. Yeah, Python can be a little slow at times, but it's really clever and it's super easy to read. Yeah, Java's really fast once you get it compiled, but oh my god, those class names are gigantic. Right? Like, who cares? Languages are languages. And then Raphael asks, you can program for Android and Python. Kind of. If you're using Python, you can use things like the Beware project, or you can use things like Kivy to turn your Python code into Android or Windows or Mac OS or iOS or whatever apps, and then build stuff. Okay, let's do the scraper thing, because I think I know what I'm doing now. And y'all don't know how exciting that is, because I think I know what I'm doing. Okay, so what I want to do is in parse, I want to look through all of the song lyrics. So for href in response.css what did I say that was called? Oh no, I've forgotten now. Songs table dot title. Back over here to this so I can remember what I'm doing. Title that adder href dot extract. Okay, so for every href that we can find in there, I'm going to yield scrapey.request response.url join href. And my callback is going to be self.parsesong. And then next page. Did I miss something? No? I guess it's just that parse song doesn't exist yet. Okay. Response.css. And then let's see what this thing is here at the bottom. So we'll do .pagination.next, because that's our next one. Adder href dot extract first. If next page is not none, and I see some chat messages coming in, I will check those out in just a second. Response.url join. Next page. Yield scrapey.request. Next page. Callback equals self.parse. Alright, so that will handle going and getting all of our stuff and sending our lyrics pages to the parser that we're about to write, and then doing the other stuff in a minute. Okay. And this next page part will handle getting us to the next page, I do believe. All right, so Ritesh asks, why aren't I coding in Atom editor? Because I like PyCharm lately. Atom's fine. Yeah. Why aren't I in Vim? Why aren't I in Emacs? Doesn't matter. IDEs are like programming languages. Text editors are like programming languages. Some of them are good. Some of them are good. They're all fine. But the only one I've found that I can't get things done in, at least lately, is what is it? Visual Source Code, whatever, the lightweight text editor that Microsoft released. And I think it's just that I haven't had time to set it up the way that I want. It's nice looking. I can see it being really handy if I was doing like JavaScript. It seems like it's aimed at people doing JavaScript. The Python setup on it seems to be a little tougher. And Christy asks, what am I working on? And yes, we're working on a scraper. So the idea is we're building a spider that's going to go and scrape lyrics sites, and then take those lyrics sites, or take those lyrics pages and compress them into one text file, which we can then run a Markov chain generator on in order to create a Twitter bot. And Alex says, well, PHP has C syntax at least. I can't understand a word here. Well, sure, it has C syntax. Great. But programming is programming. I mean, like, so I could write for I equals 0, I plus equals 1, I less than, len, something, right? And then do a loop. Or I can say, hey, for each of the things that's in this, give me this other thing. But, you know, that's cool. Parse song is going to take self, and it's going to take response. So this is going to be our song lyrics. So let's inspect this. Ritesh asks why Facebook is written in PHP. It's written in PHP because that's the language Zuckerberg knew. People write things in the language that they know. Who would have thought? But I have actually gone and taught Django to the people at Facebook. Facebook uses Python all over the back end, back behind the scenes. Only the front page portion of PHP, the actual compiled page, is written in PHP. The rest of it is in Python and Java and Go and Lua and all sorts of other languages, because they use whatever language works best for the particular job that they're working on. Every big company does that. There is no such thing as a major tech company that only uses a single programming language. It doesn't exist. And the reason it doesn't exist is because there's no such thing as one language that does everything good. Like, it does it to a good, solid level. Every language has plus and minus. Pluses and minuses. I can't even talk today. This is ridiculous. Okay, so lyrics body text looks like that gets me just what I want. Okay, cool. So let's come back over here. Let's check out this again. And I don't really care about all of that. I just want to do yield. Actually, I don't want to do any of that. I want to write this. I want to write this to a file, and it doesn't really matter what order these things come in. I just want to, I just want to compress, like, put all this into a text file. So let's see. You know what? For now, let's just do this. Let's just say lyrics is response.css. What did I say this was? Lyrics body? That's a hyphen, or lyrics body text dot extract first dot strip. So I want to make sure there's no stuff on the sides there. No, wait, actually, let's do this. Let's say for stanza. I know it's not necessarily a stanza, but we're going to call it a stanza. Response.css lyrics body text p. We'll just say dot verse. Output dot append stanza dot extract dot strip yield output. We probably need to do this. Lyrics output. All right. So let's see what we get from our bot. Seeing a lot of tracebacks. That's not good. Probably because I called dot append on a string, which I can't do. Plus equals. Let's try that again. And while that's running, I will check out chat over here. So Raphael asks, is working at Treehouse your main job? Yeah, working at Treehouse is my only job. Other than that, I do, some... That's it, actually. Oh, I'm working on a book. I'm writing a book. So I guess I have that as a job other than that. But yeah, that's about it. So sorry. Ritesh asks how Google has the best search algorithms. That's what they do. They've been doing that for a really long time. And they're really good at it. So yeah. So, let me see what else is on here. Pause says, yeah, an engineer at my work just asked me if I could provide a code example in PL/SQL, and I was like, nope, don't know anything about PL/SQL, but I can show you what I have that's working in Python. Cool with it. Yeah, I mean, you can refactor stuff from one language to another usually pretty easily, and most people are pretty cool with, do it in a language that you know, do it in a language that's going to work for this thing and make sense here. And Hector says, I want to build a fancy mastering website. Since you said Python's easy to learn and could be used for building a website, I'm going to start learning Python. Hope it's best choice. It's a great choice, Hector. Hope I wish you good luck on it. So, cool. Ritesh asks, do you know how we can send spam emails? Sure, I'm not going to show you how to send spam emails, though, because that's a horrible idea. Don't send spam emails. Don't spam people. No one wants to be spammed. Ever. No one has ever wanted to be spammed. Okay. Oh, I need to tell this that I just want text in here. And you know what? Let's do a def init. This might be a terrible idea. But let's say self.file equals open modestmouse.txt a for append. Yeah. And then let's do super init args quargs args quargs. Okay. Cool. Okay. So now, I don't want to yield that. I want to do self.file.write output. Return. I won't even bother doing return none because that's implicit. Okay. So let's run this. See what this does. Alex says, what language should I learn to earn more money? There are several languages that are known for earning a decent amount of money. I do believe the last thing I saw, the top languages for making the most money were Python, JavaScript, and Java. So those are probably the ones that you want to do. Okay, so that crawled a bunch of stuff. That crawled a whole bunch of stuff. Doesn't know how to handle JavaScript. That's fair enough. None of us do. Okay. So now, if I look here, I should have a modestmouse.txt. And inside that, I've got a whole lot of stuff. That's cool. All right. It's not quite right, though, because I need new lines in there, right? So let's delete this file. And let's say, how can I grab that and keep the new lines? Okay, well, let's do the, let's grab this one. Grab that so we can test this. Oh, it did it to me again. It's not showing that H. Okay. Can you code some AI codes? I don't really know any AI stuff, so no, I can't right now. If you want to look into like machine learning or neural networks, there is a lot of cool Python stuff out there for that. There's also quite a bit of cool C# stuff about that. So it seems like C# and JavaScript are going to be, or not JavaScript, sorry. C# and Python are probably going to be the languages that most of the AI stuff gets done in. So definitely check those out. But there is a decent amount of JavaScript stuff too, especially where it's concerning like chatbots. So yeah. Response.css lyrics body text verse text extract first. There we go. So extract first. Okay. So let's get out of that. If I change this to extract first, I don't think that's going to do what I want, but let's try it. The worst thing that happens is I have to delete a file. Yeah, selector object has no attribute extract first. Okay. That's cool. That's fair. Okay, well, I could just get the verse. Let's go back to that shell. So, response.css lyrics body text verse text. That's all that stuff. So let's give this a name. Let's call this lyrics. So that should be all of them, right? So for verse in lyrics, print verse. And if I look at this, I see the first one is I backed my car into a cop car. The other, where's day? Maybe it just doesn't show all of it. Okay, So if I do that, and then I do like extract. That gives me that. Okay. So, what did I call lyrics? That's the same. Okay. So then, if I do that, output equals that. And so then I can just do output plus equals new line. Is it really that simple? I think it was. All right. Dylan asked, does dot strip remove new lines? Yeah, it will remove all white space, so new lines, tabs, spaces, invisible tabs, etc. So I'm thinking that's what my problem was. Hey, look at that. Check that out. All right. So did that get... Of course, the thing is, I don't know if it got literally all the lyrics. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to find out if You'd Be Disappointed, Am I Right is somewhere in here. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to guess that that's all the lyrics. That's a pretty good amount of lyrics. That's pretty cool. That's 4,000 lines. Neat. Okay. So now, that was a lot faster than I expected. Was that faster than y'all expected? I mean, that was pretty quick. Okay, so let's build the Tom Waits one too. We've still got an hour left. So I'll go ahead and I'll build the Tom Waits one. And I'm actually just going to copy Modest Mouse here. Copy. I'm just going to call this Tom Waits. And then we're going to come in here and we're going to change some of these names. CTS, we'll say Tom Waits. Tom Waits. And then we're going to have to change our lyrics. So instead of Modest Mouse, let's check out Tom Waits. See if he's in here. He better be. Otherwise, I'm going to be very, very disappointed in Metro lyrics. All right. 5 pages. That sounds about right for Tom. Okay. So, do that. And then here would be Tom Waits. And the rest of that should all be the same, right? So, let's try running the same thing, but instead of crawling Modest Mouse, we're going to crawl Tom Waits. And let's let this just run. Yeah, that's going to run for a little while. Okay, so Pause asks, maybe there's a way to remove duplicate lines. There would be, but I don't want to remove duplicate lines, right? Because since we're doing this based on a Markov chain, we want to have the duplicates because that's words that appear more often next to each other. So the way Markov works is it picks a random word, right? Like we'll say it takes the word love, right? And so it's like, okay, cool, I've got the word love. What word most commonly comes after love, right? So maybe it finds with, or it finds you, or it finds anybody, somebody, nobody, whatever, right? And so then it knows to put that word next and goes, okay, what word comes most commonly after that word? And that's how the Markov chain works. So we want the duplicate lines in there because, like, float on appears more often next to each other than float downriver does, right? So that way we get lyrics that sound like the real lyrics from the actual band. Okay, so let's see if this worked. There's the tomwaits.txt. So Modest Mouse was 4,000 to 5,000 lines. I'm gonna guess Tom Waits is approaching 10,000. Let's find out if I'm right. Oh, look at that. 9,200. That's amazing. All right, so cool. So now I have my tools that will generate my text files for me. So that's awesome. Now I want to go ahead and make the Markov bots. Now this isn't too hard. The Markov stuff is pretty easy. So what we'll do is we'll make a new file inside here. New file, and we'll call this twbot.py, and we'll make another one that we'll call mmbot.py. And these two are going to end up being almost exactly the same, right? So, yeah, this is pretty simple. One thing I do need to do is I need to install the project. There we go. I need to install the Markovify. Markovify, that's it. Yep, Markovify, that's the one I want. Install package. Now, I'm probably not going to go all the way to making the actual Twitter bot today. It wouldn't be that hard to do, but I don't want to have to like sign up for the Twitter bot and sign in, sign out, do all this stuff while on camera, just because that's kind of a pain in the butt. So we'll just talk about how to build the Markov bot, and we'll get it generating some lyrics. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead. Hey, look, it's Adam. I'm gonna go ahead and open up my against me bot and my bot.py, and I'm gonna basically just copy a lot of this because I don't really have to do a lot. So, import Markovify. That's it. And so then we'll do with open tomwaits.txt as f. Text equals f.read. And that way it'll automatically close itself. So that's kind of nice. And then we make our text model. Markovify.text, and then we'll do, I'll put this into the, I'll do that. So our message is going to be /n.join text model.make short sentence, 30 characters for I in range 4. That isn't going to have to be I. That could just be underscore. That's a good little trick there, y'all. And then let's just print MSG. Okay, so we should be able to just run that. So, yeah. So every time we run this, expected string instance, none type found. How did it find a none type? That's weird. Is that install pop-up inside PyCharm? Yes, Super Tosta? Whatever. Yeah, the install thing is inside of PyCharm. If you when you have a PyCharm project open, you can go to project interpreter inside the settings, and this is where you install all of your packages. So pretty handy place to do all of that. I don't know why the TW bot closed. Why am I getting that? Let's hop in here. Import Markovify with open tomwaits.txt as f. Text equals f.read. Oh, that would be in lyrics. There we go. Text model equals Markovify.text of the text. Okay, so that gives me a text model. And the text model is what? It's parsing it, and it'll assemble the sentences, right? So I can do like text model dot make short sentence 30, and that's the maximum number of characters. So each time you call that, you get something, right? Or you can just say make sentence, and it just makes whatever sentence, right? So Harold's Club is closing. Harold's Club is closing, and everybody's going on home. What's a poor boy to do if the baby cries? Hoist that rag. That's actually a pretty amazing line. But anyway, yeah, that's weird that occasionally we're getting like these nuns. Huh. Okay, so let's try this make short sentence and see if we can get... Yeah, it's getting some that are none. Why is it getting nuns? Is it because... we need to strip out any lines that say chorus. So that would be a thing to redo the... to redo on the bot, just to make sure it doesn't ever include the word chorus. But that's also a thing that it's not that hard to go through, like... Alright, yeah, so like that's it. And then maybe the fact that there's this empty line down there at the bottom is what's doing it. Let's exit. And let's try running this again. Not that. This TWBot. Yeah, we're still getting nuns. Only I'm... no, Super Gameplay, you're not the only one watching, I don't believe. It shows that there's currently 19 or 20 people watching. So, it's not just you. But hi, welcome to the stream. How you doing? So let's do this. Lyrics equals text model dot make short sentence 30 for I in range 4 if len lyrics less than 4 lyrics dot append while lyrics dot append text model dot make short sentence 30. Actually, let's just do that. MSG equals new line dot join lyrics. Okay. Why am I getting nuns? That's really ugly. I don't like that. Why am I having to do that? Okay, well, I mean, that looks like that's working. But that's really ugly. Okay. Well, that got something. Okay, so that got something. I'm gonna say that's good enough for now. This is where I would start actually turning this into the bot. That's really weird though. The file path. The file path is okay, Dylan, because the TW bot is in the same directory as the tomwaits.txt, so that's fine. Yeah. Okay, so let's do the same thing for the Modest Mouse bot. But we're, of course, going to change this to Modest Mouse. That's literally all we have to change. And then we'll go ahead and run this one. Yeah, so that looks right. Yeah, so those look right? So, cool. We're able to get both of those. And you know what? We've got almost an hour left. So maybe I'll just go ahead and make the Twitter bots. Y'all want me to make the Twitter bots? Get them running live on the internet? Is that a good idea? I'll leave it up to the viewers. So in chat right now, let me know if you want me to deploy the Twitter bots, get them working online on Twitter, or if you want to do something else. And we'll do, I don't know what. We'll build something else with the scraper. We'll do something. Y'all can help me come up with an idea. Or we'll just call it quits because it's the holidays and, I'm sure we all have stuff to do. So let me know in chat. Or I'll just answer questions, build random stuff, go over basic Python things. I'll give an impromptu Python lesson, whatever y'all want to do. Let me know. Post things in chat. What you got? Pause coming back with a very, very useful answer of, Dylan going, yeah. All right, so you want me to deploy the thing? Pause says something else. Okay, what's our something else? What else can we play with? Everyone else is saying deploy. I think y'all just want to see the Twitter credentials so that you can go and change things. Twitter bot, please. Okay. I mean, like, making it literally what's on my screen right now. This is making a Twitter bot, right? This right here. You go and you sign up for a Twitter account for your bot, and you go into the dev thing, and it will give you these consumer secrets, these OAuth tokens. You plug those into Tweepy, and then you send a message over Tweepy. You send a message to Tweepy, and it posts up your your stuff. So, like, that's it. Super Tosta says Lyric plus Spotify. What do you mean plus Spotify? Give me some more. Give me some more information there. Because I don't know exactly what you mean on Lyric plus Spotify. Because these lyrics aren't real lyrics, right? There was recently, what was that? Make politicians say whatever you want, Python. There was recently a thing that came out. Start learning at Treehouse for free. Cool. Thanks. Thanks, Serge. I can't find it. There was recently a Python library that came out that was all about, it would cut apart and reassemble audio clips from, like, politicians and stuff. And it would, like, reassemble, like, an audio clip for you, or maybe it was a video clip even. I think it was audio clip. So it could be kind of fun to take that and apply that to music so that the Markov-generated lyrics become the, like, it actually outputs the song, which could sound really horrible, but yeah. Super Tosta says, play a song from Tom, or I guess whoever, and display the lyrics. I mean, like, doesn't Spotify already show you the lyrics? Maybe I'm wrong on that one. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. Pause says something like having Scrapey log into a CMS or something. I don't know about having it do a CMS, but let's take one of the most common things that you do with Scrapey is you use it to gather data off the internet, and then you want to use that to build some sort of data or information, right? You want to take the data you took off the internet and you want to compile that into something else. So let's grab like a charting library, like a Python charting library. And let's see if we can take the, we'll ignore lyrics. Let's see if we can take this treehouse.json that I built earlier. And let's see if we can turn that into like an infographic kind of thing, right? Let's try that. So Igor says, why not bot using Watson or other super comp? Yeah, I mean, Watson's pretty cool. There's web stuff you can do on with Watson. So yeah, I mean, I could do that. I don't have any experience with that at the moment, and I don't know if 40 minutes is time enough to dive into that. So yeah, we'll find out. Dylan asks, any thoughts on OpenAI Gym? I've not seen OpenAI Gym. OpenAI Gym? Or at least I don't believe I've seen this. So what is this? Toolkit for developing and comparing reinforcement learning algorithms. Huh. That's a cool idea. I haven't played with that, so I will check that out later. Thanks for telling me about that. And then Hector says, if I go with the $25 a month plan, can I learn how to use Python in 5 months? I don't see why not. I can't necessarily say what level you'll be at of your Python ability at that point, but sure. I mean, yeah, you'll definitely learn some Python by that point. So, yeah, go for it. All right, so OpenAI Gym looks pretty cool. I will bookmark that. That's not where I want to bookmark it, though. I want to send that to Pinboard. Python read later. Cool. But I'll check that out. So, let's see. Python, I think it's called Bokeh. It is called Bokeh. Look at that. I knew the name. Okay, so let's try this one out. Now, I've never used Bokeh before, so let's just find out what it can do. Conda, huh? I don't want to do Conda. So I'm just going to try and install it through this. Plus Bokeh. Sure, install that package. Let's see if this works. This should handle installing the other stuff too. What'd be cool is if they would list what the other dependencies are, and then, you know, we'd know what the dependencies are. Yeah. Come on, scientific Python people. It's not that hard to write docs that actually explain what's needed. It's really not. Okay, so I'm assuming that installed, installed NumPy, LX. Okay, that installed all sorts of stuff. Okay, cool. So let's try just the sample first, and then we'll worry about getting to the point of doing something else. So let's make a new little Python file here, and we'll say from bokeh.plotting import figure output file and show x equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Why isn't that just a range? Y equals 6, 7, 2, 4, 5. There we go. Output file lines.html. Oh, that's ugly. P equals figure. Title equals simple line example. X-axis label equals X. Who would have thunk? Y-axis label equals Y. P.line XY legend equals temp. Line width equals 2. Show P. Okay. I don't want to necessarily just straight open that up, though. So I'm going to delete the show P. So let's try running this file. Can I? Can I? Alright, let's ditch that. Let's just make a new file here that we'll call bokeh test.py. Okay, and then let's run that. Can I not run it because it's indexing? Well, hurry up and finish indexing. Run. No? Okay. Let's do this. I'll make this my default browser, even though I don't actually want it to be. Okay. And then I'll add in the show P. Cool. And hey, look, there's our lines. All right. So we've got a pan that'll let us do stuff. We've got a box zoom. That's kind of cool. Wheel zoom. Lets me zoom back out. Oops. Pan. Okay. So that's kind of cool. Okay. So that gives us an idea. That gives us an idea of how to build this little bit. Okay. So plotting. I don't care about that plotting. I just want like a bar chart. How would I do like a bar chart? And if y'all want to look through the docs and try to help me find where these things are, I will definitely appreciate that. Hey, there we go. Bar charts. Aggregations. Cool. So the bar high-level chart can produce bar charts of various styles. Bar charts are configured with a data frame, data object, and a column to group. This column will label the x-axis range. Each group is aggregated over the values column, and bars are shown for the totals. Okay, so let's make a new file here, which we'll call Treehouse stats. All right, from bokeh.charts, import bar, output file, and show. I don't want that sample data. And then I want to import JSON. And then I'm going to make a new class that I'm going to call syllabus. And def init. Take self. And we'll take title. We'll take, I don't care about description for now. Difficulty. And topic. Self.title equals title. Self.difficulty equals difficulty. Self.topic equals topic. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to import JSON, or I've got my JSON imported. I'm going to import the stuff from the treehouse.json. I'll parse each of those, make a syllabus out of each of them, and then use that to compile my data. I may be overcomplicating this, but that's okay. It's fine. Okay. So, if name is equal to main, then let's say courses equals json.load. Yeah, dump goes out, load comes in. Open treehouse.json for, and then let's just say data. Courses equals this, where we'll do syllabus, and then we'll say course title, course difficulty. Actually, let's just do this. Quargs. Any other quargs. We don't care about them. So we'll do star course for course in data. And then print len courses. All right. No module named Pandas. Okay, well, let's install Pandas then. We've got 1,000 other things already installed. Why not install Pandas? So, how are you all doing? Everybody ready for Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever other holidays you celebrate? If you celebrate something other than those three, let me know. Let me know what you celebrate. Or if this is a time of year for you where you have no holidays at all, let me know that too, because that's kind of cool. It seems like everybody has something going on around this time of year. Well, it's updating indices. Oh, these indices. Oh, PyCharm. PyCharm. Some days. So I'm assuming most likely the reason we had to have pandas is because of the bar chart thing. So that sounds like the problem. So, all right, cool. There goes that. And 278. And if I look at this, I should have 278 lines. Or no, 270. Yeah, I'm at 280, but the top line and the bottom line are the beginnings of the thing. Okay, cool. So now that means I can go through courses and I can do some functional programming on them and figure out exactly how many things I have of different stuff, right? So I could do, say, I could do, say, beginner equals len filter lambda x dot topic or difficulty is equal to beginner. Right, and then my object would be courses. And then if I print beginners, oh, that's right. I have to list this first. That's right? Filter. Function none, and then the iterable. Yeah. Uh-huh. Oh, I see. All right, cool. So we have 139 courses that are for beginners and whatever else. So Dylan says you have university exams. Sorry. So, yeah, those can be tough, but congratulations on getting through another semester. And advanced. Actually, let's call this beginner, not beginners. Advanced. And then what do we have for intermediate? Is that what we call it? We call it intermediate. Okay. Okay, cool. So, like, all I'm trying to do here is preparing my data. Right? So, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to move this out here. And that out there. And then I'm going to make a new function that's like def prepare data. Actually, no, I want this to be prepare data. And I'll put in return on that. Yep. Yep. Okay. And then here I'll say def group by difficulty. We'll pass in the data. Or we'll call it courses so I don't have to change so much stuff. And then here we'll call prepare data. And then here we'll say bag enter bag mid advanced. There we go. Group by difficulty courses. Okay, so that gives us our data. So now let's see if we can figure out how to do these bar charts. Data frame object. I don't know how to make the data frame object. It's a Pandas data frame. two-dimensional size, mutable, potentially heterogeneous tabular data structure with labeled axes. Oh, I see. Okay. Okay. I think I get that. All right. Let's try. Let's see if we can figure that out. So from pandas import data frame. So data equals data frame. Data equals beginner beg intermediate mid and advanced ADV. Okay, so now if we come back over here to the bar chart, we should be able to do P equals bar data. Let's call this DF like they did. Difficulty. Title equals courses by difficulty. Actually, I guess values here would be... Let's leave that one off for now. Let's just see what happens. Output file is difficulty.html. And let's say show P. That didn't work. We should say list on each of these. Arrays must be the same length. Sorry, I see some chat here. Adam says, I want to make an app end Hio. Sorry, I'm not quite sure what you're asking about there. If you want to try and reframe that, I'm happy to answer. And Austin asks, is this Python 2 or Python 3? This is Python 3. I only write in Python 3 because Python 2 is dying and gone. So y'all just don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. All right. Do we need to do this len for each of those? I realize that isn't the most... pretty thing. Let's make this a little easier to read here. I want to make an app and how. What kind of app do you want to make, Adam? Are you wanting to make an app for like mobile devices or a desktop app or what? What's your thing there that you're wanting to make? If using all scalar values, you must pass an index. That was this pandas thing here, right? Index or array-like. Index to use for resulting frame will default to if no index part of input data and no index provided. I don't know what that's supposed to be. Index equals zero? Index must be a collection of some kind. Okay. Non-type object is not iterable. Cool. So y'all see how good I am at this stuff. This is not an area that I do a lot of work from. So I am learning it just as much as anyone else is. So yeah. So we can do aggregations. I probably want to do an aggregation of count, right? Ag equals that. So Adam, you want to make a mobile application. I mean, mobile apps are usually built in either Java, Kotlin is catching up in the Android world, or on the iOS side, they're made in Objective-C or Swift. So typically you want to learn one of those 4 languages. Kotlin is basically Java. It's just a little thing on top of Java. So yeah, those are kind of your options there. Excuse me. So usually you want to learn one of those languages and then start building from there. I hope that helps at least a little bit. Frequently asked questions. 10 minutes to pandas. Let's see if this tells me more about what a data frame is. Here we go. Creating a data frame by passing a NumPy array with a date, time, index, and labeled columns. That kind of helps. So we've got a date range here. Period 6. So that gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days. Okay. So then random number. Index is the dates. Columns is the list A, B, C, D. That gives us a random number for each of those dates. Okay. So the random number here right, 6 down, 4 across. Okay. Index, what goes over here, was the dates. And then the columns are labeled like that. Romeo asks, are you using a mechanical keyboard? I like the clicking sound. I am indeed. It is a code keyboard from WASD Keyboards. Looks like this. I'm a huge fan of mechanical keyboards, so yeah, I love them. Hector says, what are you doing? It looks so complicated. Yeah, Hector. Hi. Yeah. I don't know what I'm doing at this point, honestly. Which is kind of fun, right? Just, yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm figuring it out as I go. Adam says, what if they want to make a game on mobile? Same languages. Anything you build for, say, Android is going to be built most likely in Java. There are a couple of exceptions, but you're pretty much always going to be using Java. So that's just what you end up using. Okay, so let's see if we can make this data frame. I have an idea, okay? So for the data frame, oh man. Okay. So the data that I want is the number of courses in each of those things. Right? Yeah. So I want to put in the number of items in each of those things. So it's going to be list beg, list mid, and list advanced. Okay, so that's like my data. And then my index is going to be I don't even need an index, do I? I think this has to be Lynn again. Okay. My index, I think, is going to be just empty. Like, my index shouldn't be anything at that point. And then the columns should be beginner, intermediate, advanced. Okay. I was wrong there. Okay, so that's cool. That's fine. I can be wrong. Placement implies 3. Okay. Oh, NumPy. Oh, Pandas. Oh, all of these things as being just so weird. A data frame object and a column to group. Okay. I wonder if we could just do this. Let's try doing this. So raw data and then the courses. Okay. I don't know what I did there. I mean, I do. I know what I did. But at the same time, that was really weird. Okay. But that's kind of cool. That's kind of neat. So, yeah. Okay. Tomkin Mushik says, what will this app do? So we've been playing around with Scrapey for this week. And Scrapey is a web scraper. It generates spiders, and you can go out and figure out pull down whatever data you want from the web. And so what I did was I used that on Treehouse to go and scrape all the courses and tell me how many courses are beginner, intermediate, advanced, novice, whatever, or about a particular topic, right? And so I did that, and it gave me a big JSON file. So I turned the JSON file into this chart just now. All we're doing right now is we're kind of playing around with Bokeh, which is a charting library, and that's all. Adam says, do you have a website? So I teach Python on teamtreehouse.com, which I highly recommend checking out. Team Treehouse is a great place to learn all sorts of stuff. You can learn web design. You can learn programming for back-end languages like Python, Java, Ruby, etc. And you can learn how to make games and apps for Android or iOS or whatever. So you can kind of learn a little bit of whatever you want. It's a monthly subscription of $25, and that will let you take as many courses as you want, watch as many videos as you want, and learn tons and tons of stuff. We have some other things as well, like the tech degree, but you can check those out on your own time. So Austin says, I've been learning Python from books that all said not to learn Python 3. Just realized those books were written many years ago. Glad I stumbled across this. Yeah, the first couple of versions of Python 3 were pretty bad. They had a lot of problems. They had a lot of things missing. That's not the case anymore. And most major libraries now support Python 3. There's literally no reason at this point to not learn Python 3. So, yeah, learn Python 3. Ignore all the people who tell you not to learn Python 3. Adam says, tell me how, can teach me how or to code or programming. So Adam, you need to go and learn programming from somewhere. Treehouse is a great place, but you can also learn from places like Code School or Codecademy or Udemy or Udacity. There's all sorts of places, and almost all of them have courses on how to make apps and games. So go read through those, go watch those, and you'll learn it in no time, I'm sure. Okay, cool. So we got the difficulty one working, which that's pretty awesome. So we just turned our raw data into the data frame, and then we grouped it on the difficulty thing. So that's cool. Let's call this breakdown. And can I show... I'm going to show more than one, if I can. Can I show more than one? I don't know if I can. Okay, that's cool. Let's try doing it with... let's try doing it with another one here. So let's say... and we don't even need this group by difficulty thing. So let's do a different one of these. And let's say, instead of difficulty, let's do topic. And let's run this. Check that out. That's so cool. Now, ideally, I'd be able to change the color for each one of those. Is there a way that I can do that? There's stacking. I don't want to do stacking. I just want to change the colors for each of them. No? It's just the same color for every bar. That's too bad. Oh, okay, there we go. So we can do multiple colors. Okay. Okay, so then can I do color equals red, orange, blue? I can, but that didn't give me what I wanted. Okay. How, what was this? This was listed as palette? I don't think that's right. Let's find out, though. Yeah, that didn't work. All right, have a great holiday. Have a great weekend, Romeo. I hope you enjoy your time off, if you get time off. Yeah, they're showing color equals. Column name input or multiple column names. Okay, so let's import color. And we'll say color equals color Python palette equals that. I don't think that's going to change it, but we'll find out. Key error Python. Okay, so I want this to be topic. Sweet. There we go. That's a bit more readable. Not a lot more readable, but a bit more readable. Okay, so Alex says, what if Python 4 appears? Will turn out that I wasted my time with Python 3. No, not at all. So Python 2 to Python 3 has some backwards incompatibilities, right? Python 3 has some things in it that Python 2 does not have, will not ever have, can't have, not going to happen, right? Which is why we consider Python 2 to be dead. But Python 3 is going to be around for a long... I mean, Python 2 has been around for 20 years almost. Like 15 years? Something like that. So Python 3 is going to be around for a long time. And even if Python 4 has backwards incompatibilities with Python 3, which it very well may, and that's fine, most of what you've learned in Python 3 will still apply to Python 4, just like most of what you learn in Python 2 applies to Python 3. You'll just have to learn whatever the things are that are different, right? That have been changed. And that's not that big of a deal. So I wouldn't worry about it. I wouldn't be like, "Oh no, there's no way I can learn this stuff because what will I do then?" Because you'll be fine. So anyway, yeah, you'll be fine. Don't worry about learning Python 3 and not having enough stuff. All right, so that's kind of cool. I think we were able to get an interesting amount of stuff built on this. I think the Scrapey stuff was neat. It's 12 o'clock, so I'm going to stop coding, but I'll stick around to answer questions for a few more minutes. So if anybody has questions, go ahead and post them now. We had a lot of questions today, so y'all may not have any more questions. But if you do, let me know, and I'll answer them, and otherwise we will call this quits. And we'll do another stream soon. I'm not sure if I'm going to do next week or not. I may skip a week just for the end of the year. But give me ideas for future streams, and we will do this. I want to build and code things that y'all want to learn. So yeah, let me know what you're interested in. So yeah, any questions? Anything coming up before we call it quits today? Let's see if I can do this aggregate thing here, because I want to see if I can aggregate. So I do ag equals count. That's not going to change. I got to rerun it. The ag parameter may be used to specify how each group should be aggregated. Values equals topic. That's not exactly what I was looking for. But I guess that works. Okay, so what if I did this as, like, max? Max doesn't even make sense for this one. Yeah, that doesn't even make sense. All right. Hector asks, do I do side projects? Not really anymore. I used to be a freelance developer. I just wrote code all the time. I pretty much stopped doing that 3.5, 4 years ago. I got really tired of writing code for other people. So Like I said, I'm writing a book. That's kind of my only side project at the moment. And other than that, I just work and then, of course, spend time with my family and things like that. So, yeah, that's about it. I do a whole lot of don't do a whole lot of side stuff. So, yeah. All right, cool. Well, it seems like the questions are not going to be coming this week, which is fine. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up, and I will see all of you in a week or two. So if you're not subscribed to us already on YouTube, Twitch, or Beam, please go ahead and do that, and that way you'll be able to find out when we go live. And we'll be back in a week or two to do some more code together. So thanks so much for watching, and I will see you all in a little while. All right,